Alright guys, we have some absolutely crazy news in today's video. If you guys don't know, this SEC vs Ripple lawsuit is basically coming to an end. At the end of August, we'll hear the fair notice defense, the result will be decided, and then in October-ish will be the final time, and this is where we'll be given the winner of this lawsuit. But there's something really interesting that was actually put up on Twitter that I really want to show you guys. Now before we get started, I want you guys to please smash the like button to show your support for this SEC vs Ripple case. Comment your thoughts down below and please subscribe to my channel with most notifications on. I'm not a financial advisor or legal advisor, so none of this is financial or legal advice. And let's jump right into today's episode. First off guys, I'm really happy. We are starting to see some crazy increases in price for XRP, ADA, the major cryptos in general. Bitcoin 33,000, almost 34,000. Ethereum doing a major comeback, 22,000. I think this is the end of the red market and we are going to start seeing all green for the rest of our time being. Nonetheless guys, let's jump right into this major news that I got on the lawsuit. Major tweet that I found on Twitter. So this tweet is actually by CryptoAlliance, which is one of the big crypto law Twitters out there, and I'm going to do a quick read for you guys. So he says, the pre-trial phase of the Ripple case has been so embarrassing for the SEC's legal team that it has more laughs per episode than most network sitcoms. And of course this is one of the three tweets, but it says, J.B. Whiteley slams Senator Warren's letter to Gensler as a power grab in seeking alpha. So I'm going to continue on reading and we'll go on to 2-3. For the SEC government, it is a speculative, bad moment to be grabbing for more power. After the disastrous lawsuit filed against Ripple Labs, which seems to be heading for a precedent-setting defeat that might rewrite the rules for digital assets. And again, this is just mind-blowing, and I currently stand with this 100%. I think this Ripple vs SEC lawsuit is going to be a defeat for the SEC, and Ripple's going to win, and it's going to reshape, officially kind of regulate the crypto market, and it's going to make a lot of these cryptocurrencies not securities. And most importantly, it's going to make XRP the only official cryptocurrency out there. But on to 3.3, it says, with the gathering cloud of doom over the Ripple lawsuit and bipartisan bills to clip the SEC's regulatory clause, Gensler had best take a deep breath before joining Warren's war on crypto. The damage to his agency already tainted credibility could be ruinous. Again, a very good point. Instead of going ahead and trying to declare war and say we're going to make all these cryptocurrency securities, regulate them all instantly, get, what you have under control. This SEC vs Ripple lawsuit is not going in your favor. Find a way to settle it. And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to settle it. But find a way to settle it. Decide what you want to do next. Maybe introduce a regulation or some regulatory clause. And then start going after, cryptocurrencies that don't follow the regulation. But until you get a firm copy of the regulations and actually a regulation bill gets passed for digital assets, you really can't do nothing as the SEC. I have to say, this tweet right here, that reply, is absolutely amazing. And it says, I don't think the SEC government is even looking for a win. Looks like at this point all they want to do is drag this case as long as possible to cause max damage to Ripple. They don't care that in turn they are harming retail investors they have duty to protect. I think at this point the SEC is so deep in it that they are kind of frightened to settle or to say, okay, we are wrong, we made a mistake. So they're so scared that they're just kind of delaying and fighting, but they don't want to go fight too much because that will kind of speed up the case. So they keep on fighting and then delay. And I think Ripple's starting to understand this. Even the judges are understanding this. So they're trying to fasten everything up to see, because at this point honestly, Ripple is winning. The SEC is losing clearly. And it's only a matter of time where we're going to see the fair notice defense discovery hearing. And then if they win, Ripple wins, it's game over basically for the SEC. There's no coming back from it unless they try and reappeal the case, which I highly doubt the judge is going to allow. So I don't think right now they are trying to even fight, really. They're most likely trying to delay. And I think Ripple right now is doing this on purpose. They're doing things that to kind of piss off the SEC. And some of these examples are obviously putting in the deposition, re-complaining about the internal memos to the judge, threatening to depose even more members of the SEC. And they're doing all of this because they're seeing the SEC's delaying. And they even mentioned it, in the discovery hearing that we were in, the telephonic discovery hearing for the deposition. They said, this is a message to the SEC. We're going to keep on deposing. And unless we go ahead and finish this, because we don't need any of this extra time that you're asking for, we're going to keep on fighting, and we're going to keep on asking for more information and trying to get more evidence. So it's better to just speed up the case so that we do not ask for any extra things in the case, so that way we have less evidence. But otherwise, you're trying to play the delaying game. We're going to keep on getting things back and forth. And we're going to keep on deposing and finding other methods to get, concrete, firm evidence, even more than what they have. I also thought I'd go ahead and put in this article that was very interesting. It says, Ripple, despite the legal saga, XRP is a leading name in cross-border payments, which is huge. Remember how we were talking about, central banks and a lot of central banks integrating XRP, and BitBoy even mentioned that he has a source that's telling him, XRP is getting integrated into all of these central banks, even with the lawsuit. And this just kind of proves it all. So it says digital asset Ripple has been on a seesaw ride in 2021, having started the year at 22 cents and hit nearly $2 in mid-April. It is currently hovering around 62 cents despite the recent decline in the altcoin space. So far this year, XRP USD is up about 180%. Let's see if there's more. Crypto investors have been anxious due to the ongoing lawsuit of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC. In December 2020, SEC filed an action against Ripple for offering U.S. investors the XRP token, which were allegedly underregistered securities. In their defense, Ripple argues that XRP is not a security but merely a currency. Early in the year, the company announced piloting an open-source XRP ledger provides central banks a solution to issue their secure, controlled, and flexible digital currency. This right here is interesting. It says, given the lawsuit might drag on until after 2021, investing in XRP USD could initially feel risky. However, long-term investors whose risk/return profiles allow buying of cryptos could consider buying Ripple, especially if the price goes below XRP. Boom, guys. Like, they're basically telling you to go buy Ripple in this article/paragraph. And this is going to lead me to end off this episode with this final thing. National Bank of Egypt and Liable Exchange are bolstering the region's financial infrastructure and providing a frictionless cross-border payment experience for Egypt. Find out how they leverage RippleNet to do that. So basically, the National Bank of Egypt, kind of like the central bank. Again, this is one central bank that basically we're in. It's a huge bank of Egypt, and they're already using it for everything. So the bank here is the central bank, and they're using it for all exchanges, all transactions with any other bank. And imagine that is one bank. Imagine so many other banks starting to go on the list as we get this SEC versus Ripple lawsuit to the end. And I believe we will. We'll start to see, major banks start to use it. Maybe RBC, actually RBC Canada is already using it. We're just waiting to see RBC United States, TD Bank, Scotia Bank, start to see possibly the federal new digital currency BXRP, which was actually something crazy that was even brought up. And if I can find the tweet once again, I'll show you it. Yep, here it is, guys. As you can see, it says the Fed's looking into possible digital US dollar. And what is this right here? What is that, guys? Well, let me tell you guys, if you don't know yet, is the Ripple logo exactly like it is identical, which is again huge. Is it possible? It definitely is. How possible? I don't know though. So again, this is major exciting news. Everything is really exciting. I definitely believe all we're waiting for next is to just complete this SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, and then XRP price is going to fly to the sky. I did watch a lot of technical analysis as well, and everything looks so positive for this XRP versus Ripple lawsuit, but not only for the XRP versus Ripple lawsuit, for XRP and its past analysis. So, for example, there was a major dip in the last bull run about right before we seen a major pump, and right now was almost identical. It was a 73% dip in value, and if you look at it now in its value of XRP, we did see that 73% dip, and we did after that in the last bull run see that pump up, and look at what's happening now. We are starting to see that pump up once again, so everything kind of is linking together. I'm so excited. We could see prices fly, skyrocket again, and maybe even see that $2-3 mark pre-lawsuit. Is it possible? Are we going to see it? I don't know, but it definitely is possible. How likely? I don't know again, but something that everybody is and should expect. There's definitely a price increase very soon. You should also expect this SEC versus Ripple lawsuit getting in some new documents, and maybe even coming to a final end where, you know, everybody kind of gets that sigh, that relief, and all that happens is everybody that held from the start finally gets, you know, the reward that they've been waiting for. And I know a lot of people bought it very low. Maybe people bought it 16 cents. People even bought it 12 cents. And so now you're going to get a gigantic reward once we're done this lawsuit and once we re-see those major pumps. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, once again, please smash the like button, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time.